So it has just finished, the latest developer web stream. It was an extremely long one, almost 2 hours, but with a lot of good content. It started with the roadmap for 2026. You can see multiple world updates as well as city updates are arriving. As well as if we look at the sim updates, there will be, both updates for Flight Simulator 2024 and 2020. Only one for 2020 and 2 for 2024, including the sim update number 5, which will be hopefully released somewhere next week. Although they mentioned they are facing 3 bugs which they really need to fix. If we're moving on to the local legends, we can see more local legends, but also some expert series. We're gonna deep dive on those a little bit later in the video, but expert series number 2 was, I would say, discussed in a lot of detail. Expert series 2 will be the Piper M600, I should say, and also the expert series number 3, that will be the Embraer 600. Timelines will be provided at the end of this video, so if you want to know those timelines, then have a look at that part. Then in addition to that, they announced a lot of aircraft and avionic updates. You can see that they are releasing them in batches of roughly 5 aircrafts, as they mentioned. And you can see here already the Antonov AN2, you can see the ATR-72, the Fokker F.VII, the Lackware 631, and the Savoy Machete S55. Those will be part of aircraft update number 4. Aircraft and avionics update number 4, I should say. And that will be part of sim update number 5 as far as I understood. Now moving to the next slide, they went to the bugs, right? So this is the bug overview. And you see still a lot of them are still in progress, especially frames per second, VRAM bug. And they also mentioned, hey, if it says in progress, it means that we already likely fixed something, but they're not feeling comfortable yet of closing the item off, which is also applicable to the ground texture and blurry, where they also made several enhancements. So keep that in mind that if you see in progress, that there already might be some fixes included into the simulator. Besides that, there were not a lot of announcements on this slide, but if we go to the next one, you can see also that some other things are really planned, right? The extreme flickering and stuttering with frame generation, that's being planned and being currently worked on. There also are some items like the headphone simulation key bindings not working. Some of these items are super hard to troubleshoot. The same thing is for the audio popping and the DSS causing blurry displays. Although the DSS causing blurry displays, they say that sim update number 5 has improved, but they're not there yet. But it has improved according to a sub by Microsoft. Then the next slide, you can see that only a few items are on this one. And on this one, you can also see that the live ships are not showing. That will be fixed as part of sim update number 5. As well as the heavy cargo missions, also sim update number 5. Of course, besides this, there are a lot of other items being fixed in sim update number 5. And the full release notes will be available once the update will land, hopefully next week. If there are some items which are shown as no repro or investigating, then continue reporting those bugs. That was really, let's say, the advice which Asobo and Microsoft gave during the developer web stream, because in some cases it's super hard for them to troubleshoot it, and the more info they get, the better it is. Continuing the list, because that was not the entire bug list, you can also see that there are on the lower ranges, right, where you see lower volts, there are more fixes for sim update number 5. You can see the A400M refused to move with spot in cold and dark. You can see the update 1270, engine fumes visible in cockpit. You can see the walk around mode for the VR specifically, as well as the AI offline traffic disabled. Here they mentioned something about an experimental feature which should be available somewhere, but they might have also pulled it and it will come later back in sim update number 6. Then the POI, the city and town name missing, that will be fixed in sim update number 5, and they have got a good confidence that will be fixed in that update. Moving on to the lifetime. This is something which they also mentioned during the webcast, that they are currently really focusing on fixing issues. Really fixing issues like they've already done for a very long time. So they call it polishing first, and then after that they will look at the marketplace improvements, which are, by the way, also covered in this video, as well as some dev tools. And as last point, they will look at the wish list, because they mentioned that it's super important for them to make sure that the sim works stable, which I do think makes sense. 3 critical bug fixes which need to be fixed before they can release it to the wider public. So keep an eye on my channel, because if it is there, of course, I will make sure that I will record a video about that one. And one of those fixes, or one of those improvements, is the weather radar. So on the left side you can see the weather radar, which is, say, currently the experience. On the right side you can see the improvements in sim update number 5. They also mentioned that it could be that in some aircrafts that you will get the new experience, while in other aircrafts you still have the old experience, because there also are some changes required within the aircrafts to make sure that it works. So don't be surprised if you don't see it yet. Then there's that new world update number 21, which will be released on the 5th of May. It will bring us back to Australia. I took some screenshots. I was a little bit late for some of them because they went really quick. But here you can see Sydney, here you can see Melbourne, you can see Canberra, and you can see Darwin. And of course they also did some special things like the big lobster, the big orange, and some lighthouses, of course. A lot of lighthouses, according to them, will be added as part of World Update number 21, which again will take place in Australia. There was, I would say, one airport which they showed at least. It was a Broken Hills Airport, a Yankee Bravo Hotel India, which will be part of this nice World Update. In total, the World Update number 21 will bring us back to Australia, right? We already went out with World Update number 7, which was released in 2022. There will be 30 plus new areas of interest, right? Updates to World Update number 7. 6 new handcrafted airports, 29 points of interest, 3 discovery flights, 4 precision flights, and 3 landing challenges. Of course, it depends on which version you're using. 1 bush trip for Flight Simulator 2020, 2 low altitude challenges in Flight Simulator 2024, and 2 rally race challenges. So super nice, super cool that they have added this as part of, I would say, World Update number 21, which is, I would say, super interesting. In addition to that, they also mentioned that they switched from world imagery, I would say, provider. Let's say, but it was a little bit, it went really fast, so I wasn't to say, I couldn't grab it completely, but looks like that they moved from Bing to Azure Maps, which is of course also a Microsoft service, but they've got more control over that according to them. So let's see if we can see some improvements. York also mentioned that it's likely not that you see improvements very soon, but in the near future you will see that. Besides that, of course, I would say there will be some other new things coming. So keep an eye on my channel also if you want to stay ahead of that. In parallel with the release of World Update number 21, there will be that local legend number 24. That will be the CAC Boemerang. They didn't share too much images of it, but this is the one which will be available as part of the same sim update. Then moving on to the Embraer 600, which will be the Expert Series number 3. It will be developed by, I would say, working title together with Asobo, and there's a lot of details. It will be really an Expert Series. They mentioned about the electrical system, right? It will be full simulation of the electrical power generation and distribution. Faithful replication of all the primary power distribution centers and contractors. All 4 generator control units are there, and all normal and emergency ops are there, as well as hundreds of individual circuits, fully interactable, complete and reactive CB panels, right? Moving on to the hydraulics, they also spent a lot of time on that. They even showed a video about it. I didn't record the video because I was today not sure if I could do that. But there are a lot of things like the full fluid heat simulation, the EDPS, apply demand driven, low torque, the simulation of the axial hydraulic pumps, and a lot of more things. This will be really an aircraft I'm looking forward for. Because they also show the turbine simulation, which is engineering grade isoentropic flow equations, real air consumption, compression, combustion, expansion, the compressor, the fan, and the turbine maps work, and also the power engines and APU. So these are just a few items, but if you want to get more info, then I would definitely recommend you to look at the developer web stream, because they also show some, I would say, images or some videos about this. Then if we focus on the avionics and FMS, it will have a customized LNAV and VNAV and performance calculations, right? Specifically for this aircraft, super nice, complete active and secondary and multi-leg planning, which is in the aircraft, right? All airway, departure, arrival and approach operations are there. The graphical flight planning is there, including the interactive map features. It has a dual FMS in the independent nav sourcing, pixel level display, and every display is full LRU. I'm not sure what it stands for. And warning and error logs, fully system driven, not synthetic states. Moving to the positional systems, there are the full IRS and the initial cable HRS, the 4 DME and the DME positioning modes, and the full GNS, as with real-time satellite positioning and a lot of other cool things, as you can see. And if you thought it was everything, no, they added so much details about the aircraft, because also the networking and the radios they, I would say, explained. Like the simulation of the FMS client server model, the automatic FMS tuning, the DME hold, the full implementation of backup and emergency radio tuning modes. So I think this one will be a super real aircraft, which will be, of course, super nice. Then they also talked about the marketplace. The marketplace will be redesigned as part of Sim update number 5. So if you looked at some of my previous videos, you might have already seen it. So there will be 1 image instead of 3. There will be a new navigation arrows and indicators below the hero image. And the hero images auto scrolls every 3 seconds, right? These are the hero images. Order of products displayed remain the same between sessions, and also there are some things like they improved the thumbnail and they also made some changes to the background images. Then also they changed the horizontal section visuals, so you now have 5 items fully displayed, a new rectangle navigation arrows are always displayed if section contains 6 items or more, and the carousel indicators placed below the sections. So that's all super nice what they have added, but there was more. Yes, it was, I would say, an extremely busy developer stream, where they showed so much that I would say everybody was likely blown away by all the things which they showed. Because they also announced the Expert Series number 2, which I already mentioned. The Expert Series number 2 will be the Piper M600. It will be created by FS Reborn. So Raoul, who's the owner, I think, of the company, showed it. It will come into multiple variants. If I understood it correctly, it will have the Garmin G3000. It will, of course, have the turboprop PT6 engine, which is covered in one of the other videos which I created for one of the other aircrafts. And if we look at this, he mentioned it will be super challenging to, let's say, fly the aircraft. And that's why it's likely called an Expert Series. It has the G3000 navigation system in it. This, of course, is being done in combination with working title, and that will be super nice also. If you look at this, here you can see also the power plugs, and also we're all said, okay, the power plugs could really cause some issues, right? You can even set up random simulation of events where a power plug simply plop and you need to do something with it. The aircraft will also come with 3 different interiors, and the launch date of this aircraft will be in June, likely in combination with the FS Expo. So a lot of nice things over here. You can see one of the pictures is the exterior of the aircraft. Also looks cool in the winter season. Then going back to the roadmap. As I already mentioned, I would say they showed the roadmap at the start of the stream, but also now at the end of the stream, because there are some new items being added, but I already explained them, right? It's the Expert Series number 2, the Piper M600, which will be released in June. There will be the Expert Series number 3, Embraer 600 Praetor, which will be released in November. Then moving back to May, because I forgot that, we've got the local Legend 24, the CAC Boemerang, and in May we also have World Update number 21, which will take place in Australia. Besides that, there will be the Aircraft and Avionics Update number 4, which includes the F.VII IFD, the Antonov AN2, the ATR-42, the Fokker, the Latquare, the 631, and the Savoia Marchetti. What is, for example, updated in these aircrafts? Well, you can think of multiple variants for the Antonov. For the ATR, they said, okay, new liveries, but also, say, new functionalities. Then for the Fokker, and the other thing which I captured was that INI Builds has taken over the development and completely redone. So keep an eye on that. And for the Latquare, a lot of new water effects and other enhancements. And same thing as for the Savoy, also a lot of enhancements. So this is kind of a short recap of the 2-hour developer live stream. So this is a kind of a recap of the 2-hour live stream, which I watched. It was a really long one, but super interesting. And I hope that they will have more of these streams with a lot of information, which they can hopefully share with us. Here ends the video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. And of course, I hope to see you back next time.